Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Supernatural, episode 1321, titled Beat the Devil, which premiered Thursday, May 3rd, 2018 on the CW. I am recording roughly 2 hours after the episode is aired, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, then come back and see what they say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. And just first off, I just want to say that this episode absolutely ruined me with all these emotions. There are 3 times in this episode that I burst into tears, and only one of those times they were for happy tears. I mean, I was not expecting it whatsoever, considering we have 2 more episodes after this one until the end of the season. But like, wow, like, go watch the episode. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm a person who's usually reserved when it comes to my emotions, so it usually takes some really hard-hitting stuff in order to get a reaction out of me, aside from some cussing. But anyways, gonna try to do this in 10 minutes. Starting the clock with what happened in this episode. Timeline wise, I'm thinking it's possibly the next day since the events of 1320. I definitely don't think it's been a week. I don't think they would have wasted a lot of time with what happened in the previous episode because they are on a clock essentially. But the episode reminder for this one was pretty much the rescue mission to the apocalypse world to get Mary and Jack, which leads to the episode breakdown. It's pretty much centering around the mission to save Mary and Jack, except you have it split in 2 different versions. So the first step was dealing with getting Lucifer, and the second one being the actual mission itself. So I won't go into too much details, but pretty much trapping Lucifer involved Gabriel and Rowena teaming up to trap Lucifer so that they can drain him of his grace to keep the portal out longer. Because Gabriel's grace wasn't healed up enough to do the job. Also, while doing that, Rowena had to stay behind, and in doing so, Lucifer kept doing all sorts of things to rile her up, and it eventually ended up in a fight between the 2 of them, and he got blasted into the rift himself, leaving Rowena alone in our world. With the second storyline, which takes place in the apocalypse world, we get Sam, Dean, Castiel, and Gabriel going on their search for Mary and Jack. They ended up having to deal with these mutated vampires in a tunnel that is their shortcut to get to the outpost that Mary and Jack are supposedly at. They do reunite, but there are a lot of complications along the way, which is where the emotions stirred. But the last scene of the episode shows Sam and Lucifer both arriving at the outpost camp, where we see our characters being joyful over Sam, yet distastefully glaring at Lucifer. So it's very different vibes for the 2. But tidbit-wise, though, we see Gabriel and Rowena hooking up with each other before they separate into their missions. We see Castiel telling Gabriel about the dire state of heaven and how there's only so few angels left powering it. Also, we see Rowena staying behind in the bunker, not only after Lucifer went into the rift, but to stay behind to try to figure out a way to keep the door open without the Archangel Grace. So she didn't leave them high and dry. So there's that. End tally or death tally. I'm assuming Floyd, that the guy that they were helping in the tunnel, I'm assuming he's dead. I mean, we don't see him again. As well as a bunch of Apocalypse angels are dead because Lucifer ate them for their grace to power himself up. So there's that. So moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode. I will say this right now. When Sam was bitten by the vampire and then taken away by those apocalypse vampires, I was freaking out. And then the fact that we got to see the blood gushing from his neck, I was like Dean. I was in total shock. I was totally mortified that this could be the way that Sam goes. And then when they showed his body being dead, it's like, oh no. It's like, that's where the waterworks again happened. And then when it's like, when he woke up, I thought he was a vampire. I really did. And that had me worried. And then when Sam got freaked out over who brought him back, oh, shocking right there. But anyways, moving on to top 3 favorite moments. There's many things that happened in this episode for sure. So go watch it right now before I tell you. If you did, well, listen up. First favorite has to be the opening sequence, and that is Sam's dream, where he's having a family pizza dinner with Dean, with Mary, with Castiel, and with Jack, and they're all just teasing Dean because of the fact that he's on his 7th slice of pizza, and it's just, for a moment I was like, did I miss something here? But then to have it be a dream, I don't mind it was a dream, but the fact that I got to see what a family dinner would look like. We don't get mundane situations like that at all. if any. So it was great to see that. It was sad that it was a dream, though. I want to see that be a reality for them. So there's that. Another favorite of mine was the massive team-ups. In this episode, we got Sam, Dean, and Castiel teaming up with not only with Gabriel, but also with Rowena and an unwilling Lucifer. So that was just, they've all come so far. It was just great to see how they each contributed, as well as how they each reacted to one another. And so there's that. I really liked that. I mean, it's building up to it and everything, right? So it's great to see them working together as a unit in our world, and then to see those parts working together in the Apocalypse world. So there's that. Another favorite of mine are there all the different reunions. We get Dean's reunion with Mary, which brought tears to my eyes, because when Dean starts crying, you can know, cue the waterworks for me. I'm just saying. So when she asked where Sam was, and then all Dean had to do was cry, and I'm bursting in tears. But I really like that he got to see her for himself, that she was alive, and I'm glad they had that moment, even though it was shrouded by him grieving for Sam. I also like the reaction that Jack had over Sam's death, and how he just couldn't believe it, and how he's questioning Castiel and Gabriel about, well, why couldn't you resurrect her, and why couldn't you find him, why couldn't you save him, type of thing. It's just, Jack's reaction to it was just very, very urgent. And then to have his reaction to when Sam did return, that smile on his face when he saw him, it was just like, oh boy, it's like, this is a miracle type of thing. And then to see Mary and Dean see Sam when they thought he was dead is just fantastic to have. I'm glad that they found out in this episode that he was still alive. I would have hated if they had to wait another episode, or I had to wait another episode for them to know that he was alive. Sucks that Lucifer walking right in afterwards had to dampen the mood. But anyways, loving those reunions there. So there's that. Also thing I liked, it was very interesting to see the reunion between Lucifer and Rowena. Yes, they're very bad blood between them, but it was very interesting to see, given the situations, how the table has turned and then turned again with each other. But I did like the fact that when Rowena was taunting Lucifer about how Jack was in the Apocalypse world and he was going to see Sam, Dean, and Castiel reunite with his family, and then she called the three of them, not only the three amigos at another point in the episode, but she called them Jack's three fathers, which I thought was funny. So there's that. But another favorite moment of mine is a whole compilation of moments, though, but they were just hilarious moments that just had me laughing like crazy. First one was the flirting between Gabriel and Rowena. We got not only that, but we got their internal monologues about each other, checking each other out. So that was funny. And then not only that, but you have them getting caught hooking up by Sam, Dean, and Castiel. And the reactions of the brothers was just hilarious. They acted as if they just caught mom and dad and doing some R-rated business, and then Castiel's just standing there looking like the uncle that just, like, he expected this and yet he was supposed to provide a distraction, yet he failed to do it. It's just, that whole reaction to that was just hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. Just seeing Sam and Dean's faces, they truly looked like they were two shocked kids that just walked in on their parents. It's like, oh my god. It's just like, it was too funny. It was too funny. Also, another thing was just the awkwardness between Castiel and Gabriel when they came into the Apocalypse world and they just fell into each other, essentially. And then just the reactions everyone had from that. It's just like, whoa. So that was hilarious. So there's that. And another was just Lucifer's bad singing to try to get Rowena to snap at him. He was riling her up very badly. And it was, and it's just crazy how he just belted out those songs. It's just like, I wasn't expecting it, so it was hilarious for me. But moving on to top 3 peeve moments. Major peeve I had was just the fact that this episode had my heart racing with so much emotions. It's just, I wasn't expecting it, so it just had me like, 1 minute I'm up, 1 minute I'm down. It's just like, you had me all over the place, and that was fantastic because I couldn't control how this episode was making me react. So it was just that, only a peeve because I don't really express that type of emotion much. But when it comes to Supernatural, you can bet that I do. But another peeve based on the episode itself, though, was the fact that in the tunnel, Castiel and Gabriel, got involved in the vampire ambush a little too late for my liking. I mean, Castiel made a move when Sam was being dragged away, and then Castiel ran to go try to find him, and then Gabriel started helping with the girl Maggie when Dean was already taking care of it. It's just like, where were you when the ambush first started? Where were you when you could have just, I don't know, use your powers to get rid of the vampires to the point that Sam wouldn't have needed or wouldn't have been in a situation where he got bitten and taken away. So it's just like, I didn't like that the angels were a little more backseat than they should have been in the situation. So that was my only true P for that. But moving on to what we'll remember most when I look back on this episode, all the reunions in the Apocalypse world, for sure. Kind of hope we see some other characters like Bobby, Charlie, Ketch, all that in the next 2 episodes. If it pertains to the Apocalypse world, I hope so. I mean, while we're here, right? But anyways, moving on to random questions. Very quickly, timer's about to go off. But the first question was, and there's the timer. I tried, really. The first question was, who else thought that Sam came back as a vampire for a moment before Lucifer showed himself as the source of of Sam's resurrection? I truly thought that when he was all healed and everything, and I worried about that. But who else thought that? I hope I wasn't the only one. But second question was, how will Rowena keep the rift open without Archangel Grace? I know she's looking through the Black Grimoire, and I'm glad she stayed behind to do that. She's shown such growth and attachment towards the boys, and I'm loving it. But I'm wondering what she's going to be able to find that the boys couldn't find earlier about opening a rift. So there's that. But based on predictions, let's move to that. For the promo for 1322, it looks like Lucifer tries to bid his helpfulness to the group. He's trying to sell how he can help them to them, while Dean just wants him dead. Also looks like the Winchesters, all 3 of them, are fighting against Apocalypse Angels. And it looks like Mary punches Lucifer in the face with a smile on her face. And that's just fantastic. It's like a long-awaited thing for them. So there's that. Based off the synopsis, though, for the episode, it reads that Sam and Dean devise a plan that will save innocent lives. Meanwhile, Jack continues to wrestle with the consequences of his decisions. So I gotta say, the one thing I absolutely love about the Supernatural synopses, such as this one, is that it doesn't give anything away. It gives you enough to know that there's something major going on, but it doesn't give you too much away that you, like, I have absolutely no idea what this episode would have been about if I didn't have the promo. So I really like how they like to keep things secretive in their synopses. So there's that, especially if it's the second to last episode of the season. That's definitely needed as well. So with that said, any other predictions? I still have a bad feeling that Jensen's going to play Michael, Apocalypse Michael. I don't know if that means he's going to be playing Michael instead of Dean, or if he's going to be playing Michael and Dean. I hope it's him playing Michael and Dean, because I do not want, while I want to see Jensen playing Michael, I don't want to see it if it means we lose Dean, if that makes sense. But anyways, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about? What do you think is going to happen next? Did you guys cry for it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and opinions about what you think is going to happen next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place, so go check that out. I am behind. I am aware. Hopefully, after the things slow down at work, I could get back to catching up on that. But also, WordPress account, anything posted online is connected to my WordPress account. It's a little more organized, but it is still a work in progress. But the link for that is down below if you want to check it out. Also, if you want a more detailed recap of the episode, a play-by-play, if you will, of my first watching of the episode, jot notes, questions, comments, quotes, anything like that that came up while I was watching it, it's down in the description box under my Livejournal entry link. So go check that out if you like. Keeps things organized for me. I tend to forget the minor details. But if it helps you out, great. I've been doing it since season 6, so I kind of want to keep doing it. But otherwise, guys, that's about it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next week to see what to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.